Do you think the attitude towards foreigners has changed in the past 10 years?
And there was plenty for people to share, but the guys wanted me out of the business and to leave my money. People do tend to be quite wary when you've been in Thailand for a bit. You know, there's a fair bit of racism that goes on in Thailand.
Yep.
I will say one thing. I had a motorbike accident that I don't think was an accident, but anyway, long story short. And she's just out of the blue, she said to me, if ever you think about living in Thailand, she said, do it, but just a word of advice.
So today I'm here at Journey's End in Chang, and I finally delivered on my promise to bring a female expat onto the channel. We really are in a very beautiful, picturesque location, as you can see here from the drone footage. And today I'm going to be talking to Nicky, who has invited me over, and she's going to be sharing her story of living in Thailand and having also done a number of businesses here in the past. She is happily retired at Journey's End. Right, so hi Nicky, thank you for inviting me today.
No, that's great that you came, because I've been watching your videos.
And you are the first female expat to come onto my channel and share your story here. So how long have you been in Chang altogether?
About 10 years now, and 6 years in Pattaya. Totally different.
Yeah, worlds apart, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess we'll start at the beginning. When you first came over, you were in Pattaya to start with, and you were doing business there, were you? Or?
No, when I first started coming to Thailand, it was 1990. It was in the 90s. And it was so cheap then. I mean, I just remember, and I kept coming back over the years. I just kept coming back. My son, I was married to a Maori, a New Zealand Maori, and my son was in Australia.
Yep.
So it was halfway between here and Australia. He went out when he was 7, so I've been travelling, spending 2 months here and then going on to Australia, you know. So I got to know it quite well, especially the islands.
Yep.
And they were beautiful in those days. I mean, Samui, Phuket I didn't like very much, but I spent a lot of time on Koh Phangan. And then it's got to be about 12 years ago, I remember coming back on a boat from Samui and telling myself I wasn't going to be going there again. And that's partly why I ended up here. Because I came here and it was a field. I had 2 goats on the land, and the bungalows were completely, they were just in pieces really. And every single bungalow, apart from being soaking wet, was full of goat shit, right, so anyway, it was my birthday and I stood there and I looked at the view. And for the first time, I knew they couldn't do what they did to Samui. They ruined Samui. They built all over it. I met my landlord. He's an absolute darling. I've been totally immersed, really, with the Thais in this quiet corner of the community. It's very similar to your village in the way that it operates, and, it was difficult to be totally accepted at first. There's a fair bit of racism that goes on in Thailand.
Yep.
And understandable when you look at the behaviour of some of the Westerners,
Yep.
I saw the worst of it in Pattaya, you can imagine.
Tell us a little bit about the bar that you'd set up there. How did it all begin?
Okay. Well, I met someone in France that knew Pattaya. In fact, I met a couple of people that had been coming to Pattaya.
Yep.
And because it was all year round season, I thought, okay. Of course, I hadn't been to Pattaya at that point. I got quite a lot of advice about the land, but I'm the one that chased it. I'm the one that put the money in, And it was opened as buy one, get one free. It was a big space in the centre, just off Soi Buakhao. And when it was first built, the other people that were involved, but not financially, tried everything to keep me out of the bar. Well, I wasn't that interested. I'd never done hospitality as it is. So I didn't have a clue. But to cut a long story short, 4 years of them completely obliterating this bar, which was always packed.
So just before we get back to today's interview, I'd like to share with you something really useful if you're going to be traveling Thailand or anywhere else in the world anytime soon from today's video sponsors, eSIM. eSIM's eSIM is a digital SIM that is already built into your phone, so you don't have to worry about keep swapping SIM cards in every location that you go, or waiting at the counter at the airport trying to buy a new SIM card in every location. It activates instantly, saves you money on roaming fees, and allows you to use Wi-Fi no matter where you are, even if there is no Wi-Fi connection nearby. All you need to do is download the app, choose your plan, scan the QR code, and you have an instant connection as soon as you land. eSIM also offers a range of plans for you depending on how you personally travel. Their Global Plus plan is designed for frequent travelers, and it actually works in over 147 different countries. If you prefer full flexibility, their Pay and Fly plan allows you to pay for just what you use with no expiration and no mandatory subscription. You also get unlimited data. You can still use and share your hotspot, and the app makes it very easy to manage your plan. I know what's important for my subscribers is coverage in Asia is very strong. So if you're traveling across Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, you're going to be completely covered with one single setup. You can now use my code word NakedGuru to get €3 off your first purchase. The links are in the pinned comment and the description below, and I hope it comes in very useful on your travels.
And there was plenty for people to share, but the guys wanted me out of the business and to leave my money. So they tried a number of things over a year, including taking me to court. And a lot of people in the bar remember and used to say, Nick, you've got balls, you know. It was like, you know, but nobody was walking off with my pension, thank you very much.
Yep.
So the judges knew. I mean, they hung 5 years over my head, so it wasn't funny.
Oh, right. So
Yeah,
serious,
it was very serious. They cut the rubbers out of the fridges. They set people up. They paid off half my staff, as I told you.
Yep.
They tried everything to close the bar, but they didn't. And 6 months before I sold it, it was I saw this in the April and took it. And in the July, somebody came to my bar manager and said, you know, we want to buy the bar. And they talked to me, and I said, I'm not selling. If I sell, it'll be in high season, halfway through high season. All right. And that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
And I couldn't live here. I was coming up and down every 2 weeks with, you know, borrowing. Actually, there were people in Pattaya that used to lend me trucks, and I'd fill them up with second-hand pieces, like all the windows on the bungalows, this one and that one. They're teak windows for 300 baht, you know.
Yep.
Yes.
So you're bringing all that across?
From Pattaya, yes. I got it all down from Pattaya.
Yep.
And I tell you what, the day I left Pattaya, I bought the car.
Well, you got the money in the end, though, didn't you?
Yes.
You made this. You got it
The
sold.
deal was done.
Yeah.
It was the straightest bar in Pattaya. At the end, he got a very good bar with all the accounts properly done. I mean,
And you got your pension money.
Yes, and I got my pension.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were saying before that a lot of the stories that you might hear on YouTube are about ties and having problems with ties, but it's been your experience of doing business here.
It's not the ties. I mean, sure, I've met many, you know, I've got men friends in Pattaya, you know. But what I've learned is most of them, if they've been so-called ripped off by a Thai girl, they've usually been with her a few years and they've built her a house for £40,000 and, you know, she's walked off with it. That's the way it is here, and it's the same for everybody. French, English, German, they're all the same there. So for me, and they'll take everything, whereas the Thai want a little. And if you see the way they live, that's understandable. There's no safety blanket here.
What is Journey's End all about?
Okay, well, I used to be a cab driver in Kent and in London, right? And I went on a busman's holiday when I was about 18 down to Cornwall. And I ended up on this road, and I'll never forget it. I was on this road where the hedges were high and there was nowhere to pass, and it went on for about 30 miles. And it came out at an old smuggler's inn called Journey's End.
Okay.
And I never, ever forgot it. And when I came here, it was very strange how I came here, because I came down here to have supper with my lawyer and her husband, because they were staying on the island. And I booked into a hotel, and in the morning I was looking and I saw, you know, no picture, just sunset beachfront, and how much they wanted. And as I say, I had the money in my pocket.
Yep.
I said, I want to go and see that. Well, 5 years before, I'd driven down this road, but not as far as here. And it was just as simple as that. When I saw that view, I just thought, no, you can't really start a business here. But
probably the worst location to start a business, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. But
also the best.
But also the best,
Yeah.
because the whole of this side, you know, when I first came down here, it was like being in the middle of France. You know, you drive through village after village with all the shutters up. You wouldn't see a soul. That's
Yep.
exactly how it was down here. It's not like that anymore. And I mean, houses started to appear because they took away the jungle, and they were buried in the jungle, some of the houses down here that you see now.
Yeah.
But it's more than that. It's the way now, especially after COVID, you know, especially after COVID, the Thai in Salapet, in Salakot, they all know me and they're all wonderful to me.
Yeah.
And I go to some of the do's, you know, I mean, somebody's, my landlord's mother's sister has just built a house over there, and they had, you know, the monks were there and everything, and it was lovely.
So you made your great escape from Pattaya, one of the rare cases where you actually exit with liquidity. That never happens, by the way, in Thailand. And I've been in the bars myself, so I know.
So, you know, but remember, I wasn't really drinking. Very.
Yeah, she wasn't drinking, I was. So you managed to exit with liquidity, a rare event. You've came here, you've...
And I have to say one other thing.
Yep.
The guys in Pattaya will tell you that running a bar in Pattaya is the hardest job they've ever done. It was the easiest job I have ever done in my entire life. If you wanted a money machine and you got it right, you know.
And this wasn't a girly bar, was it a restaurant or?
Well, it was marked as a restaurant, but the food came from across the road.
Okay.
I mean, we had a kitchen and stuff, but no, it was buy one get one free alcohol.
But not a go kind of place.
No, I had maybe one or two freelancers that I'd allow in, but the whole point of the place was a no-hassle bar. So no Viagra, no watches, no hassling the customer. And if a girl wanted a lady drink or had a lady drink, she'd get 60 baht. And at the time, they were paying 30, right?
Yeah.
But if they asked for one, they get sacked. So that was, and they had to respect each other.
Nobody did so well if it's no hassle, because anybody that's been to Pattaya knows that every 5 seconds you're being offered a watch, you're being offered to buy some Viagra.
It was right in the middle of the red light district.
Yeah.
So all the girls used to say, as I went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, they go, "You work too hard, madam."
Did they call you madam then?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Madam.
Yes, exactly.
And
Or boss. They used to call me
boss.
Yeah.
And so you've come here, you found your peace. And a question that I get asked a lot on the channel, I got a lot of female viewers that are thinking about Thailand themselves to come over here, but they worry that they might feel isolated, it might be crime issues, they don't feel safe. What would be your
question? Really interesting question, because all the travel that I did in Thailand, apart from the first time I came, I did alone. And I didn't really hook up with anybody, even on the islands. I was older, I was, you know, in my 40s at the time, and I just travelled around. I mean, the thing is, I think if anybody's thinking, it's perfectly safe here. That I would say. You know, nothing gets locked around here and nobody would touch it. Mm-hmm. Pattaya, it's a different ball game. You know, it's a different ball game. You know, most people, the Thais, the Farangs, they're all after your money, whether you're male or whether you're female. So, I mean, you know, once you accept that and you take care, it is what it is. You don't have to get involved in the sexual aspect of Pattaya either. Yeah. I have many friends that live there quite happily, and they don't. There's so many things going on in Pattaya. There's wonderful exhibitions, there's wonderful gardens, you know, and to be honest with you, my father was more or less blind, and he had 5 very lonely years, and if I knew about Pattaya, what I know now, I should have brought him.
You think you could have had a carer? Or
he would have had a carer, he would have had a wonderful life, you know.
As opposed to staying in the UK?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And so for females coming over here, though, you think it's perfectly safe. What about like isolation, meeting other other people.
In a place like this, you're never isolated. You know, there's fishing going on, there's Thais and Farang coming. Most speak English, even the Thai that come to us, and they come from Bangkok, and we get regulars. So you need a place where you can, you know, get a bit of a core group and then go off travelling and have a look around until something... For me, I've never had a place that I wanted to stay particularly. Yeah. You know, I've bought houses and sold houses, and, you know, I've moved around a lot in my life, and I've not really... But when I came here, it was different. And some people that come here get it. It's not for everyone. 15 years ago, a place like this, I don't think... I absolutely love it. And it's perfect for women to retire. You know, I love the people that look after me here. I mean, Ang has looked after me almost 11 years when I come.
Yep.
You know, and she's a great cook, and, you know, everybody takes care of everything. And so for my retirement, because I'm nearly 73 now, it's, honestly, I'd have a room in England. That would be all that I could probably have if I went back, because I can't afford to live there.
You talk about this place a little bit like it's your retirement home. You said they take care of you here. You know?
They take care of me. I can do what I want here. I look at that view every morning. And Ang, she's absolutely wonderful with money. You know, she really is, you know. And a surprising Thai. And I wouldn't have what I have now if I hadn't have done Pattaya. That's the other thing.
But you do see, of living here so many years, there are obviously more men retiring here in Thailand than there are women. You know, it's probably a factor of 8 to 2 or something like that. 80% men, 20% women, right?
To be.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are fine. I mean, there's a lot of guys that come here that rent houses locally. They live somewhere else in Thailand. We've got 2 Italians, we've got 2 Aussies, we've got a couple of English, German, and they all have hobby cats, and they're all between 70 and 85. And they go out on these hobby cats, and they come here every year, and they've got wives. And, you know, they've been with their wives 20 years or more. So I don't... And so many men... There's 2 sorts of men. There's so many men that I met in Pattaya. You know, one guy, he's passed now. You know, he nursed his wife for like 20 years. And he came to Pattaya, and he had a girlfriend that looked after him. Lovely guy, Keith. You know, there's a lot of people that have ended their days in Pattaya, basically. And a lot of them have had serious girlfriends. It's the one place, you know, where you can have the... what do they call it? The girlfriend experience. Yeah. And for the girls, you know, I struggle with the fact that, you know, they call them names and this, that and the other, because I know that a lot of them have come from very poor backgrounds in the East, you know, and their duty is to support their family, and that's it. That's all they're doing.
They make do with what they got.
Yeah. I mean, if a girl, you know, in the bar was getting hassled by somebody, she'd come to me, and she'd, you know, I'd put a stop to it, basically, you know.
Madame.
It was their choice. No, I had a papasan as it happened. No, I didn't get involved in that, and we didn't do that. So, you know, the all this sort of bar fine business, the guys think that the bars take the money, but that's not actually the case. It certainly wasn't with mine.
Yeah.
You know.
And did you ever fall in love with a Thai? Did you ever have any romance?
No, I've never felt attracted to a Thai. I had a guy working here for 6 years that was a sweetheart. My customers loved him, and he was a character, and trying to find another Thai like him is difficult.
A manager?
No, he wasn't a manager. He didn't earn any money, yes. But he went on the boat with customers, and, you know, he was a character, basically. So I wouldn't say romantic-wise, no. I've had no relationships in Thailand. And, I mean, for me, I'm quite happy single after my second marriage. Forget it. I mean, good luck for anybody that it works for. But again, you know, I remember my father on his deathbed saying, I wish you'd married a banker. And I mean, look what I've got, you know. Ang says, I won't leave you, you know, to work.
And so you had 2 marriages, though, in your life. One in the UK, one in New Zealand, did you say? So.
And also, the other thing I would say, I was told absolutely, because I've told you I had Hep C, I've finally got rid of it in Pattaya Bangkok Hospital, actually, 4 years ago. But I never thought I'd be treated, so I was treating it with Chinese medication. There's about 40 million people out there with hepatitis C that don't know they've got it, and it will kill you. And the whole point for me was I was told categorically by the Chinese who were looking after me, absolutely no stress. So of course I'd had all that stress in Pattaya, and it was a choice. I knew that I was capable of making that choice. There were no excuses. I had to take all the stress out of my life. And as I say, I came down
Journey's
here.
End.
Yeah, Journey's End. There's no dramas here between Ang and Lek, her mother's sister, and and Bam. He's from Chang. And that's golf. Yeah, I mean Bam's been with me 9 years, so has they've been here.
It's like a little family, isn't it?
Yeah,
A little family.
It's like finding a place where I can feel comfortable for my last part, if you like.
Your journey's end.
Yes,
Yeah.
my journey's end.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And do you tend to, the time that you spend here, because I know you spend time between here and England, but do you have friends that come back here every year and visit, and do you have a social element to the whole thing?
Total, yes. I've got a friend coming on the 21st. He's staying a month. I've got another guy that I met in England who's coming.
Yeah.
And we have people come, like there's an Austrian couple that come back every year apart from COVID. So 5 years they've been coming back. And the Thais come.
Yeah.
Ang's just had her family down. And, you get 10 Thais, they take the whole boat.
Yeah.
And they love it.
Now, you haven't just mentioned your health as well with hepatitis C. You've been through a number of health issues recently. How do you find it as an older expat that's retiring here, access to hospital, or you worry about your health or anything like that?
I will say one thing. I had a motorbike accident that I don't think was an accident, but anyway, long story short. And I ended up being taken to the local Banglamoon hospital in in Pattaya.
Yep.
And I was in there for 26 days. Now, they nearly took me to Bangkok International. If they had done, it would have cost me about 700,000.
Right.
I had 3 broken ribs and a punctured lung. And the whole lot, including the ambulance, and you've got to remember a lot of the doctors are the same,
Yep.
42,000.
Yep. Yeah.
So...
You do find this in Thailand.
So
the surgeons are the same. The doctors
I
are
will
the
be
same.
paying for local hospital now because I can't get insurance. But I did have a hip replacement, a total hip replacement in 2020
Yep.
on insurance, and they paid it here. Yeah, I was
Is that
very
private
lucky.
or government?
It was private insurance. And it's best to start before you're 60. If you're going to take out insurance, take it before you're 60, because some of the companies will cover you to 75. They stopped my insurance at 72 as I turned 72 in March of this last year. So I've had one claim in all those years, but I wasn't in quite early enough to get covered to 75. I mean, it started at 60 at about 18,000 through EXA or Aetna or something. Very good insurance.
Yeah.
You know.
Did they boot you out at a certain time? Or
Yes,
what?
they do because your age.
So, because I was under the impression as long as you start early, you could keep going. But it seems that when you get to a certain age, that's it, is it?
Yes, that's it, basically. You can still get it. But if I was to try and take insurance out now, I've seen nothing under 100,000. I'm not paying that. Yeah. I paid anyway for outpatients a lot.
Yep.
You know, like, for instance, the Hep C, that cost me £2,000. Well, it was $100,000, those pills, for 12 weeks.
Yep.
So I was very lucky to get the treatment.
Yep.
And I mean, Pattaya is wonderful and so is Bangkok. It's medical tourism. They were very happy to see me because it was the start of COVID when I had the leg done.
Yep.
There was nobody in the hospital. I had a butler. You know, I mean, the whole thing was ridiculous, really. But it started at 18,000 and the last year I paid 67,000.
Oh, wow.
And for the service it's okay, you know, all those years. It went up slowly.
Yep. And you were saying as well, near here, you have other people that have kind of semi-retired out here, more long-timers. In Journey's End, is it about long-time stays as well? Do you accept people to stay?
Yes. I mean, it's Ang's had Nick here for like 4 years, so yes. But
Where's Nick from?
Nick's from England.
Okay.
Yes, he's now built a house here in this area. And there's a Swiss guy who's just built a house down the road who's married to Thai. You know, so slowly they're coming, but they're the right sort of people, and we're lucky because they're going to build a bridge. They've got the money to do it. My landlord's telling me that they're going to do that project and the bridge round the island at the same time, and they've got the funds to do both those projects.
Big project.
That's why all the clearing's going on and the land's being sold. There's only so much land they can build on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this island, you know, and I've got a feeling we'll stay as we are.
What's your plan for the future then here? Is it just to enjoy your time in Journey's End?
Really, yes, I'm recovering at the moment from what happened in the UK, health-wise.
Yep.
And just, I mean, swimming and, you know, snorkelling. We go snorkelling to the islands, to Kauai, which is stunning, and Komak.
Yep.
And there's 54 islands in this archipelago. And I mean, Thailand is safe.
Yep.
You know, I mean, even with the Cambodia, you know this, although you had to move out. I watched what went on for you. You had a couple of incidents.
Unlucky, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, here and everywhere, really, the expats take no notice. I was here during the coup of 2014.
Yep.
And I remember they put a curfew. And everybody in the bar left at about 2 a.m, and I'm not going, no. It's curfew. And so I slept in the bar till 6 a.m, silly me. Yes, nobody else took any notice.
Only you on the curfew. Well, it sounds like you've been through a lot here with Pattaya or with this, but it sounds like, unlike many of the stories, especially when it involves bars and things like that, it sounds like it's been successful and it's worked out for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, it's an experience, really. I learnt a lot about myself in that process, particularly how strong I was. I had no idea I was so strong, and actually it was schooling that came back to me. Mm-hmm. I went to a boarding school in England. I had a very mixed cultural...
Milford, wasn't it?
Millfield, yes. How did you know? Oh, right.
Yeah. I research my guests in depth before I come.
Because, you know, the message I got at school was you can do anything in this life that you want to do. You just put one foot in front of the other and do it. Yeah. You know? And my father was all stiff upper lip, you know. He was...
So resilience.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got a lot of that.
You'll need it doing a bar in Pattaya.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But as I say, it was an experience and not at all. All I would say... Something interesting happened to me long before I even thought about living in Thailand. And it was on one of my trips, my isolated trips, you know, trotting around. I never had any bad incidents, by the way, none. I was travelling around the place and I remember I arrived this particular time at Suvarnabhumi Airport.
Okay.
And I went outside for a cigarette. And there's a tall, very gracious-looking Thai in her 30s standing there, and I got talking with her with perfect English. And she's just out of the blue, she said to me, if ever you think about living in Thailand, she said, do it, but just a word of advice, follow the rules. And she was so right.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules.
Yeah.
And I mean, I learned exactly what that meant in Pattaya, obviously, you know, and around your visas and around this, that and the other. And I've seen a lot of people get into a lot of messes. Yeah. For
not following the rules.
Yeah. Shortcuts, thinking, you know, things they'd never consider doing in the UK or in Europe. Yeah. They'll do here, you know.
And even more so now, these days, that's quite poignant because they're even more so protective of the culture now, it seems. You know?
Absolutely. The Thais have got it right. Yeah. They haven't let go one bit of their land.
Do you think the attitude towards foreigners has changed in the past 10 years?
Absolutely. I say that, and yet there are a lot more normal people coming, I'd say.
Well, maybe you just meet them.
Maybe I do just meet them, but I think it had a reputation, and I know that they've been trying to clean up Pattaya, and they've done a really good job.
Yeah.
I've watched them change that city, you know, from the Russians to the Chinese to the Indians, and, you know, now to try and clean up all the sex tourism out of the town. And they built loads of things for kids. There's lots to do in Pattaya.
Yeah.
So lots of families are going. I remember when they said they were going to have hostels and families, I thought, not on your life, you know. As all the guys said too, no chance, but they did it.
Yeah.
So I'd say, yes, in some respects, the people that came before, they came because they were lonely and because, you know, the girls were submissive and all that stuff, you know, and it built its reputation from the Americans originally.
Yeah.
But no, I like the fact that I'm here. I would hope that some women think about coming to a place like this, and if they want some advice, I'd give it to them.
Yeah.
You know, it's long and hard to find good contacts. I've got a very good lawyer, very good accountant.
Have you met any other expat women that are long term, you know, on the island here?
Yes, I mean, there's Helly. She's been here about 28 years.
Okay.
She's from Sweden. There's quite a lot of Nordic country people that come here.
Yeah.
She married a Thai. She's got a son who's in his 20s now. People do tend to be quite wary when you've been in Thailand for a bit. You don't make friends quickly. You can be open and warm to people coming to, you know, for coffee and stuff like that, but generally on the island it takes a while to get to know people, and I've never regretted it.
No, I don't think you have, no.
No, not at all. Not at all. People come and go, Nick, you've got, you know, what's it like living in paradise? Yes.
You're not missing the UK then?
No.
No.
No, and I'm certainly not missing driving in the UK. They're about to take my driving licence away. I get the feeling they've done something out there with Specsavers and the DLT or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you drive here?
I certainly do. I've just got another 5-year driving licence. My third, yes.
Right, that's lovely. Lovely.
Oh, well, lovely to see you and to meet you, Ryan.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's been a pleasure. So just some final thoughts on today's vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it and our conversation with Nicky. One thing I really love about what I do is I have the opportunity to meet interesting characters, interesting folks, and every now and again I come across people like Nicky that I really resonate with. In fact, I could probably sit with Nicky and talk for another 3 or 4 hours about her life. And if you have enjoyed this vlog and you do want to hear more from Nicky again, please do comment so below and I will visit her again and ask her a little bit more about her life. There was a lot of things we talked about off camera as well, a lot of interesting aspects to her story. I guess when you've lived 72 years, you've seen a lot as well. That goes for some of my subscribers on this channel as well. I have an older subscriber base. And I think people that have enough patience on my channel to listen to these kind of long form discussions and these kind of stories. And so I would go back and see Nicky again. In fact, it would be my pleasure to do so. It was almost like we'd known each other for many, many years. And I think that's just the kind of person that she is. Very kind of open and very honest, as you've heard in today's talk about her life and her stories. And so for me, yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Something special about this one. Not only the fact that it was sharing a female view, a female expat's view on the channel, that's important, but it wasn't really why it was special to me. I think that her life and her little message there, where she lives in that kind of rural, like remote location, and she's living life on her own terms. She's doing things how she wants to do it, and she's not afraid just because of her age to take these risks. You know, she's kind of put it up to the universe. What will be, will be. And so that's why it was a special conversation for me. I have a few more lined up from Chang for you guys to see. Very, very different stories, and they're going to be coming up on this channel. So I hope you're enjoying the journey so far, and thanks a lot for checking in on today's vlog.
I wonder where you go when we're in the same space. Your more like a ghost.